Good afternoon, everybody. This is Samantha from the law offices of Samantha Wolfe. And I've wanted this afternoon to take a few minutes and just give a brief overview of the different powers of attorneys at our office and why we recommend them. So in previous videos, I have done the financial power of attorney, the healthcare power of attorney, and the living will. And in this last video, I want to briefly discuss the mental health power of attorney. So the mental health power of attorney is a newerish document. When I first started practicing, there wasn't a mental health power of attorney. But in recent years, Pennsylvania legislature has enacted a bill that allows for mental health power of attorney. So the question is, why do we have them? So the reason that we have a mental health power of attorney is because your agent under the healthcare power of attorney cannot consent to experimental treatment. And I get asked a lot, questioned a lot as to why your agent would want to consent to that. And the reality is that we're having people live longer. And as they live longer, we're dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's disease. And so if your agent can't consent to experimental treatments, then they have to have a mental health power of attorney to appoint that agent. And what that agent can do is they can consent to experimental treatments or drug trials after consulting with your treating physician and determining that that's what's in your best interest. And what I've noticed, and it's only a handful of cases, but we have some situations where somebody's lost capacity and there is a drug on the market that's labeled experimental for federal funding purposes, but would be making some great headway if they could actually be receiving that treatment. And so the agent would want to be able to consent to that. And that's really what the mental health power of attorney allows your agent to do, is to consent on your behalf if you're not able to do that. Now, the problem with the mental health power of attorney is that the mental health power of attorney does automatically expire every 2 years. So if I were to sign a mental health power of attorney today, 2 years from today, that mental health power of attorney would expire. Now, if I lose capacity in the 2 years, then my document does remain in effect. It's locked in at that point. But if at the end of the 2 years, I have the ability to sign a new one, I have capacity, then I would need to sign a new one in order for that mental health power of attorney to continue. So at our office, when we have clients sign a mental health power of attorney, we put them on a list. And 2 years after they've signed it, we send them a letter that says that their mental health power of attorney has expired. And if they want to, they can come in and re-sign. And again, we recommend that clients do have a mental health power of attorney, regardless of whether or not they have a diagnosis, just so that your agent can have the flexibility to be able to do what's in your best interest if you're unable to do that. So that's why at our office, we recommend a mental health power of attorney. If you have any questions, we always offer free initial consultations. You're welcome to call our office at 717-655-2676.